Welcome back to Cocoanix 3D printing. Today's video is a pretty important one for me personally. My DIY 3D printer, the Cocoanix Printer One, has been kind of forgotten lately. The last video I uploaded about this printer was 3 months ago, and honestly that's way too long. Right now the printer is broken, it's missing parts, and it's completely out of calibration. Today that all changes. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I want to tackle is the homing sequence. This printer uses sensorless homing, which means the motors detect when they've hit a hard stop by sensing the resistance, rather than relying on physical limit switches. Because of that, the printer needs a stable, repeatable surface to collide with every single time it homes. If that surface changes even slightly, the homing position changes with it, and that throws off everything downstream. Right now, when the x-axis homes, the toolhead collides with the fan shroud instead of the linear rail carriage itself. That's the problem, because the fan shroud isn't a rigid reference point. When the toolhead hits it, the impact slightly skews the toolhead's position, which means homing isn't repeatable anymore. And repeatable homing is the foundation that everything else on this printer depends on. The fix for it is actually pretty simple. I'm adding a small spacer to the gantry. This spacer forces the linear rail carriage to make the contact first, before the toolhead even reaches the fan shroud. It sounds like a minor tweak, but it genuinely makes a huge difference. Here's why it matters so much. Before this fix, the collision with the fan shroud was inconsistent enough that one of the stepper motors has a tendency to skip a step during homing. Since this printer uses two motors on the x-axis working together, an A motor and a B motor, even a single skip step on the on side throws the two motors out of alignment with each other. That misalignment doesn't just stay contained to homing. It shows up later as layer shifting mid-print, and it also causes uneven tension between the two belts, since one side ends up slightly offset from the other. With the spacer in place, the linear rail hits a solid repeatable stop every time, so the motors stay in sync and skip steps become a non-issue. And there's a second benefit here that I'm honestly just as excited about. Because the toolhead is no longer shifting around during homing, the probe now lands in the exact same spot every single time. That finally gives me repeatability I need to properly calibrate the Z offset, something that I haven't been to nail down reliably until now. With the homing sequence sorted out, it was time to move on to long overdue maintenance. Lately, the printer has been making some genuinely unpleasant noises coming from the idler bearings, a kind of grinding, dry sound that is hard to ignore once you notice it. On top of that, the linear rail started developing a light layer of surface rust, and there was a serious buildup of dust and debris that has mixed in with the old grease, forming this gritty paste along the rails. All of that combined was hurting both print quality and the noise level of the printer, so it needed to be addressed properly. I started by cleaning everything thoroughly with isopropyl alcohol, which strips away that old contaminated grease along the dust and grime that has built up inside of it. Once the rails was clean and dry, I applied a fresh coat of lithium grease to get them all running smoothly again. From there, I moved on to the idler bearings and I applied a few drops of oil to quiet them down and get them spinning freely. After that, I tightened the belts so both the X and Y axes are sitting in the same optimal tension range. This matters more than people think, because uneven bend tension between axes can produce subtle dimensional accuracies into the print. And finally, to wrap up the maintenance pass, I cleaned the build plate with warm water and dish soap to strip off any oils and residue that has happened on the printer. Actually, really quick before I go further, only 1% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed and you're enjoying the content, just hit the subscribe button. It's free, it takes half a second, and it means YouTube actually shows you the next videos. Okay, back to it. With the mechanical side sorted, it was finally time to focus on making the printer a bit more modern and a bit safer to operate. I designed an updated, more refined set of side skirts, and this time I built a proper mount for a 3.5-inch display. If that display sounds familiar, that's because it's the same display that got removed way back at the start of the V4 revision. It's making a return here, integrated much more cleanly into the design. Since these side skirts live outside the printer and aren't exposed to any real heat, I printed them in PETG for extra durability and impact resistance that material offers over standard PLA, and a cheaper cost than ABS. I also designed and printed the new bottom cover for this printer. For this one, I specifically designed it to be printed and installed in 2 individual tiles rather than one single large piece. That was a deliberate choice. It makes the cover much easier to remove and install for maintenance down the line, and it means if one section ever gets damaged, I can just reprint the one tile instead of the whole cover. And to wrap up this whole update and maintenance session, I did what you always have to do after working on a printer. I printed a bench. This time I printed in PLA, and honestly it came out great. Clean layer lines, no visible shifting, no ring-in artifacts, exactly what I was hoping to see after all these fixes. It's worth mentioning that this particular bench took around 30 minutes to print, which is noticeably longer than usual. That's because for this one I intentionally slowed things down a little bit to prioritize quality over speed, which is a bit different from how I usually run on this channel. But given everything this printer had been through, I wanted a print that would really show off the improvements clearly. That's going to do it for this smaller update and maintenance video. The Cocoanix Printer One is finally in working order, homing is repeatable, the mechanics are clean and quiet again, and is looking a little bit modern and safer to use too. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe because I post new 3D printing content every single week. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.